So yesterday, we started talking about this law of conservation of mass. And what you saw was that the water that I heated up in the teapot, the level of the water decreased, right? And we decided that was because a lot of that water turned to a gas, and that gas escaped out of the top of the teapot. So the important thing to understand here is the water wasn't destroyed, right? The matter wasn't destroyed. It didn't cease to exist. It just changed state and moved somewhere else, right? Because the law of conservation of mass tells us that matter cannot be created or destroyed. What about another example? Right? If you've ever had a bonfire, you've experienced this. You start off with a lot of wood, maybe hundreds of pounds of wood. You light it on fire, you have a nice bonfire. By the end of the night, though, that 100 pounds of wood turns into like a half a pound of ashes. What happened to all the matter? I mean, I know the wood was destroyed, but was the matter itself, the particles that the wood was made of, were they destroyed? What happened to them? Well, if you remember the law of conservation of matter that states that matter cannot be created or destroyed, you'll know that that matter was not destroyed. Instead, it changed state, right? Because this wood, what's it made of? Well, first of all, there's a lot of water in wood, right? So obviously that water turned into a gas and evaporated. The wood is also made of all sorts of other materials, carbon and other types of matter. A lot of them also were changed from a solid to a gas, right? When those particles started heating up and they evaporated. So what you end up being left with is just that little bit of matter that stayed as a solid. The rest of it has gone off into the atmosphere, right? So it's not that matter was destroyed, it's just that it was changed into another state. So here's what I want you to copy into your notes today. The only thing that you need in your notes, at the top, give yourself a heading, the law of conservation of mass, and this is how we can define it. Matter cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes form and moves from one place to another. This is page 10 in your notes. So once you copy this into page 10 of your notes, you can go ahead and watch the second video today. It's about 12 minutes long, and pay special attention because you are going to have to answer some questions afterwards, and you've got to get at least a 75% in order to get credit for today. So pay extra special attention, learn about some other examples of conservation of matter, and let's see what you can learn.